Hello world, and welcome to our first podcast. And welcome Natalia, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm alive.
You're alive?
I'm
Good
alive.
start. How's your day been?
Average.
Average?
Nothing much.
Oh,
I mean, some woman didn't run on the tracks this time, so that's pretty good.
I know, I was quite taken
Yeah, I
back when you
know.
texted me last week.
I finally figured out what happened. Some people were saying some woman stole a friend's phone, ran off with it on the tracks, and then her mother called the police or whatever. I'm like,
Oh, that's a nice family.
ah.
So between your friend nicking your phone and trying to do a bunker and get away, and then not only that, you got a supportive mum that rings the police to try and arrest you. Okay, so where was this? Coomera.
Yeah.
Let's say
Well,
no more.
civics-
Nothing
I mean,
against anybody
what?
from Coomera.
No.
Some lovely people there.
I mean, even though there was also a stabbing and a...
Oh, well, yeah, because you were
No.
saying you had to get somebody
Yeah,
from
our-
TAFE to take
Yeah,
you
our
there.
TAFE lecturer had to come with us.
Oh, my God. And here we are as parents to try and do the best for you, and yet this is the world we have you in.
Woo!
I know. Anyway, we'll call this our Alpha, because this is our first
this is our
podcast that we're doing. It's called The Drive Home. It's Natalia. Yep, and myself. Pretty much just a discussion about all sorts of random crap that we've come across for the fortnight. Specifically more so focused on gaming, Xbox, PlayStation, a little bit of Nintendo. We have to get back into that a bit more, don't we?
Did we ever really get into it?
Oh, yeah, we did.
I
I remember we
did.
had Mario, we did Mario Kart.
Oh, yeah,
when it
that's
first came
true.
out.
What's the one? I don't even gonna bother. I give up.
I know. It was actually interesting because remember we went into EB and I was going to get the PlayStation Pro, but walked out with the Switch. And then got the Pro,
And then it
Pro
broke.
later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. So we'll cover that once we get back into Nintendo a bit more.
Yeah.
I think you'll probably want to get into Monster Hunter on that.
Yeah, I brought my DS along.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah.
cool. So we can do a bit of that. I've got the other collector's one, the DS, Monster Hunter one.
Do you have a charger?
Yes, I think I've got the white cable for you, the USB one anyway.
Okay,
so
thank God.
We can do that again.
Because I can't find mine.
I think like everything, I should order maybe 5 or 6 of them so we can be on the safe side.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll do that again. I think they only cost $1 each from when I get
Yeah, they
them
probably
imported.
shouldn't.
A bit of anime, a bit of manga, which is probably more your thing, but I'm sure we'll cover it at some stage. And
I mean, we do news as well.
do news, a little bit
I
of that.
remember how we were talking about like the artificial sun and like.
Oh yeah, and how I can't buy my Tesla anymore because I can't use my collection of Bitcoins. So, well, there goes my whole concept of buying a fleet of Teslas.
Fleet.
A fleet. Well, yeah, and you know, I was like that guy that originally sold his Bitcoins for a pizza.
Yeah, I remember about that. I was going to bring that up.
Which if
For
you
how
keep them
many
now is worth $1
Bitcoin?
billion.
Oh yeah, I know. How much Bitcoin did he spend? Like, wasn't it like 24,000 or something?
Oh,
or
yeah,
like
the equivalent of $1
100?
billion now. In
Yeah.
actual. Right. Once again,
Oh.
hey guys, when you listen to this podcast at any given stage, please don't quote us. And what we say is only reflective of our limited knowledge and what we hear. And what we choose to hear might be as more important than anything.
Yeah, that's
So
what
don't quote us.
shit talk. That's
Shit
why
talk.
nobody expects anything to be true half the time.
Exactly. And we thought, if nothing else, it was a good chance to fill up some time on the way home, which we've always done. And hey, if there's anything you enjoy, make a comment. And more than happy to cover some other subjects that you might find interesting as well. So I thought what we might first do as we drive, we're just heading past Helensvale now. So
Okay.
for any of you for the first time, this is the drive home, obviously. For Natalia and I pick Natalia up for the weekend, every second weekend. And the reason it's the drive home is we're now at the beginning of our drive, passing Helensvale from Bigger Waters through to Ipswich. Which,
Thanks for giving away our location.
I know, once we become famous, it narrows it down between around about, probably what, well, I'd say, once again, don't quote me, probably about 300,000 people. So I think we should be safe. But still, hey, if we become that famous, I don't think we'll be here. As I said,
That is true.
as I said, in my dream, we would still be doing the podcast in the car, in our garage somewhere, in massive mansions, surrounded by Ferraris and Lamborghinis. But we'll still keep this car. So it just gives us the vibe.
Damn, only if
Remember
we
the
still had a jalopy.
Yeah, I was going to say, remember the tow car? It's
Yeah.
the same thing.
That was such a good car, though.
So we had, what was that? A year and a half of a big trip, which was about 45 minutes, which was going between Harbour Town and Natalia was when she started high school, was at Miami. Won't say where you are now. And that was a good trip. I like these trips
Yeah, that was
because
pretty good.
it gives us a chance to connect and talk. There's nobody else around, as it were, except potentially everybody now that's willing to listen, who has to go through it.
Woo.
But a good chance for us to, as a father and a daughter, and both enjoying gaming and lots of other things.
I mean, we did,
Just a touch
in
base.
our Miami thing, we did have that girl as well.
Yeah, Bianca.
Yeah.
That girl.
Sorry, I just don't want to give her away her name.
Oh, sorry. We're going to have to work on, maybe something to, although I'm driving, so I can't probably look at you too often. Maybe you could just punch me in the side of the face.
Shut up!
Just every time you guys hear a oosh, that's me being punched. And that's a cue for Natalia saying to me, shut up. Or don't say what you're going to say next.
I mean, at the start, you already gave away my name. Didn't even say your own name.
Oh, sorry, my name's Jason. They should narrow it down to what, 50,
Well, especially
150,000.
your name.
Yeah, mine's common as.
Mine isn't so much. I mean, there is a girl in my TAFE class.
Oh, now you're giving away where you go.
Oh,
See? Oh,
you said Coomera!
Yeah, I didn't say we're in Coomera. You could be working at Dreamworld.
I did say my lecturer.
Oh,
so
okay. Fair call. Well, we didn't say what you're doing there. As much as you love design and technology.
Shut up!
Oh, that being said, I've got some more books for you too.
I think I have all of them. Anyways, so.
No, there's at least 2. I've got 4.
No, I mean, but all the ones that originally you ordered.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And then you were asking, do you remember this one? I'm like,
Well, go through the list because I'm not quite sure what you do have. But you should have all of them by now. I think I had a couple come from America though. I got 2 extra ones. So these are the books that Ballistic brought out, which was a publishing company here in Australia. And those who are into graphic design and art, computer art, and character design and matte painting and painting. So anything to do with digital design and art. Ballistic from, I think it was 2007 onwards, brought out a series of different books where they had a lot of international artists from the 2 character design ones I've got. One's from Gears of War, actually. So it's talking to one of the head artists from Gears of War.
Actually, the Gears of War
You've
stuff
got that
is
one,
actually
haven't you?
quite cool. I don't know.
And the other one's from... who did Horizon Zero Dawn? Mental blank.
All I can think is Gorillas.
Yeah, Gorilla Games.
There you go. I was like,
thank you.
all I think of Ooga Booga.
Ooga Booga. Donkey Kong Country. Ooga Booga. So Gorilla Games, but prior to that they did Killzone. So it was from the guys that did Killzone. One of the, I think it was head producer or artist, and it's got a lot of the design philosophies behind the character design for that. So I've got that one for you as well. Anyway, off topic a little bit. I thought what we might first of all do, just do a quick introduction, which I think we've pretty much done anyway.
Yeah, giving out our position, giving out our names,
Maybe just it's like when you first start school and you know nobody at the school, and you all have to sit down in a circle. Maybe this is just what I had to do. Maybe you don't do this now. Maybe you just send through a resume to everybody with, I don't know, something first before you even get to school nowadays. Quick introduction of yourself, what you're into, what you like. Do you want me to start, or do you want to do it?
What? Oh, I don't know. I thought we've already technically done
Pretty
that.
much.
We like almost exactly the same things, and we've already given our names and our position.
That's cool. I think you had no choice because for all those years I was bringing you up and pick you up from school instead of coming home and doing homework. I hope Mum doesn't hear this. Instead of doing homework, it was always playing games.
Yeah. Me falling in behind in my math, but who cares?
That's okay. It's more important things in life like GTA 5.
Yeah.
You get to learn maths in GTA 5 anyway because you got the stock market there, so hey.
Actually,
And they always say the best way to learn in life is to learn in life.
wow, very.
Poetic of me?
I'm 14 and this is deep.
The deep. It's as deep as I get. This is what a life of video games will do for you.
Namaste.
Namaste. So a lot of which you probably know, and you probably don't want to hear the story, but just for the listeners, mine was way back when there was no colour. Mine was before there were no hard drives, before there were no disk drives. We were given like a ZX81, so most of you will never know what that is. That was back when I was at primary school, even before I got to intermediate. That was 1K. It was, you had to program it from scratch. Not from scratch as in scratch itself, but I wonder where this got the name from scratch, because you're doing it from scratch. Anyway, off topic.
Probably.
So had to program it as in 10, print, 20, go to 10, all that sort of stuff. So basic, built in basic. I remember coming home from school, and then the only way you could get games, or after you finished it, you had to record it to a tape, which was good because it was ideal for copying games, because it was just, once you had a tape-to-tape copy, you could just copy your mates' games that easy. But back then, you'd get the games on magazines from the UK, and I remember going into the shops and just looking at the bookstore, that is, and I had such a grumpy lady there. She was like, this is not a library. If you want to read books that long, you can go to the library. And I would just sit there writing down a list of games that I always wanted to get that I could never afford, so I'd have my game list. And then every so often when I had made some money, I'd buy one of the magazines and I'd have a game. And then I went on to the ZX81 and then Commodore and then the Amiga, and by that stage it was never about the games, it was just about how many games you could copy and keep in your drawer. Which is pretty much like my
like Pokemon cards.
Pokemon cards. Oh yeah, but Pokemon cards are worth a bit more now.
Oh god, yeah.
So talking about Pokemon cards, remember I was telling you about mate at work, Trey?
Mm-hmm.
He ended up going out and getting a new gold boxes for like $120 each from EB.
Oh.
I know. I said, why don't you just get the packs? And he goes, no, if you're a true collector, man, you go out to get the big suckers. That way you're guaranteed to get some decent stuff in them. But that being said, I noticed listening to a podcast, I think it was Giant Bomb, where they were talking about in America, Kmart are looking at not selling them anymore because people are turning up with weapons because they have to queue up to get in, because it's not only Pokemon cards, but it's the sports cards.
Oh god, the sports cards.
And people are waiting, like, getting an Apple iPhone or something. They're waiting, like, in queue for, like, midnight onwards just to get some Pokemon cards. And then people are beating them up as soon as they get them. It's just like, it's getting a bit risky. So there are a few shops like Target and that are saying, we're not even wanting to do this. It's too risky for our clientele.
Because EB isn't in
no,
in
it's
America.
GameStop in America.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's under franchise here. Oh, that being said, did you get the collector's edition PC for online Skyrim?
Oh yeah.
Which one did I
get? Greymore.
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah. So that's like everything I do in life, I get when it's on special. So what did you think of the coins?
Huh?
Have you opened it yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god.
Because I got it just recently. And I've been mainly doing my math homework anyway, so I haven't had time to open it.
So if Mum's listening to it now, you can at least say, see, I did do my math homework instead of opening special collector's editions of games that Dad sends me instead.
I'd rather do my math homework so my teacher doesn't